You're already living in Hawaii or thinking about making that move to Hawaii. You've already started doing your research on communities, and then you've started writing this list down. You got your list of communities, right? You're doing more homework on these areas. Probably one of those areas that has popped up and put to the top of your list is going to be Mililani. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. We're talking about why everyone wants to live in Mililani, and we're going to get after that right now. What's going on? Welcome to the Living in Hawaii channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about what it's like to live in Hawaii, the up, down, left, and right, what it's like to eat, sleep, play, breathe, everything that you need to know if you're thinking about making that move out to Hawaii, or if you already live in Hawaii and you're looking for that place that best fits your lifestyle. If you're not new here, welcome on back. Make sure you all hit that like button. It helps anybody else be able to find this information. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. And look, we get so many people reaching out, texting, calling, emailing, scheduling their own Zooms with us down in the description below. And we love it. We absolutely love it. And you can do the same thing too. You can, like I said, you can send us a text, you can send me a DM, you can schedule your own Zoom down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Hawaii. First, let's go ahead and identify where Mililani is if you haven't already figured it out. So Mililani is going to be very central Oahu, okay? Central Oahu, or Honolulu County, central Honolulu, in the center of the island, all right? So what this does with location, this is going to put you like within a pretty good amount of drive time as far as all these other areas, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those in just a second, but I just wanted to identify with you and show you that Mililani is nestled in the center of the island, so like almost pretty close to being dead center. And then we've got the military bases and all these other things in these areas that we're going to talk about. But that just, the location is something that is one of the reasons why a lot of people like to live in Mililani. Maybe you might be working down in Waikiki, whether it's or downtown Honolulu, right? You're working as a nurse or in the medical field down there, or maybe you just work down there. Whatever it is that you do, and you're trying to figure out, well, if I do decide to live in Mililani, how long, what does that commute to work look like? So let's go ahead and pull that up, and we'll show you what the commute may look like depending on the time of the day and the traffic and all those things happening, but we'll check it out right here. As you can see right here at the time of this image, the drive from Mililani 96789 over to Waikiki, they have it about a 40 to 45 minute drive. All right, now a lot of times you can see the yellow lines on there, or the red dots or the red lines that pop up, which means something has happened in traffic. But you can see there are about two ways to get down there. You can take you're going to take either Kunia Road or the H2 down to the H1, and then you can take the H201, or you can just stay on H1 and cruise on by the airport, and then you can be able to get down there into Waikiki. I typically take the H201 and I stay on that until I get down to about Punahou exit, and then I take that exit down into Waikiki. But you can see here, you're gonna have roughly about a 45-minute commute if you're going all the way into Waikiki, which is where this map is pointed out. Now, if you're going to like downtown Honolulu, where a lot of the hospitals are, when you're talking about Straub, Queens, those types of things, if you are in the medical field, you know, that may be just a little bit shorter of a drive. And also this really does reflect time of day and those types of things. Maybe you're going to be living in Haleiwa and you're going to be working in Mililani, and you want to see how long that commute is, or maybe you're going to be living in Mililani and you're just going to be frequenting Haleiwa or North Shore quite a bit, and you're trying to get an idea of how long this commute is going to be. We're going to pull all that up right now and show you that one. As you can see right here, about a 13-ish mile drive and about a 25-ish minute drive from Mililani up to Haleiwa at the time of this image. Again, this is all really dependent on the time of the day, but driving up to old school town Haleiwa is a very nice drive. You're gonna come down the hill. It's actually really cool. You see the ocean views. If you have good eyesight, you can actually see the ocean break, right? The shore break. It's pretty cool. But if you're hanging out, like I said, if you're planning on frequenting Haleiwa or North Shore quite a bit, we got Mokulea up there. Maybe you're heading up to Pupukea or Sharks Cove up there to do some cool snorkeling. You got Waimea Falls up there, right? Tons of cool things to do on the North Shore. Great places to hang out. Really cool vibe up there too. But you're going to see that if you are living in Mililani, to get up there because of the central location, which a lot of people really like, getting up to Haleiwa is going to be roughly around a 25-ish minute drive. Maybe you're in the military and you're getting stationed at Schofield Barracks or Wheeler Army Airfield, and you're trying to figure out the best places that you may want to live, but proximity is really a thing for you as far as getting to base, formation early in the morning, those types of things. Let's go ahead and pull that up and we'll show you the proximity to base. You can see right here on this map image with the directions, Mililani is going to be roughly around a 15-minute drive. Okay, you can get there pretty quickly, right? And this is one of the reasons why a lot of military do like to live in Mililani, because proximity is a thing for them, right? And getting to Schofield Barracks. But you always have to consider gate traffic. This image was not taken early in the morning when there probably is the most gate traffic, but always consider that there's not one entry point for Schofield Barracks. There's multiple, so it's really not as bad versus some of the other installations, especially where I was stationed and those types of things. So consider that, but about 15-minute drive to get to work. Maybe you like to come home for lunch, you got to check on your dogs, whatever the case may be. But Mililani is going to put you in a prime location close to the military base. We've identified where Mililani's at. We've pinpointed some of these locations, giving you drive times, proximity to reference points, Waikiki, North Shore, maybe you're in the military, in the base. But that's really going to help you identify as far as where it is that you want to live and you're really considering Mililani. We're going to talk about some of the amenities and things that Mililani also has to offer if you're considering living there. When we're talking about amenities in Mililani, we're talking about the things that you have available and access to as far as the local stores, the shopping, but also I want to actually bring up the association. So yeah, I'm talking about a homeowners association, right? Mililani sits under this umbrella HOA and just Mililani Master Association. And then you got these little sub associations inside of the Master Association, okay? It operates as its like own little government kind of thing. But when you purchase a home in Mililani, typically speaking, you will have access to everything because it all sits under the Master Association. You typically get a fob key and access to all the rec centers and all the pools in Mililani because that's how they operate in that part of the island. That is not the same for everywhere else versus, Eva, Kapolei, or maybe East Side. If there's associations over there in the communities that you're looking at, there may be just one small association and you may only have access to whatever that association has, right? So what I mean by that is if you were to buy or purchase a home in Kapolei, right, and Kapolei doesn't have necessarily the larger umbrella association, right? So you don't just buy a home in Kapolei and have access to everything in Kapolei. Mililani, you do have that, right? So understand the differences there, but this umbrella association, so the amenities in that fashion are actually pretty cool. There's also a lot of parks in Mililani, a lot of running, walking, jogging paths in Mililani, right? Very family-friendly community. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of parks, open fields, places for kids to go run and play, playgrounds, right? A lot of sports going on up there. So a lot of amenities. We're talking about the shopping centers, right? We have Mililani Town Center, right? So you've got Town Center, which is one of the bigger one really over there, where you have Times and you're gonna have UFC gym, and then a lot of cool little local places to eat, and then you've got GNC over there. The movie theater used to be there. I don't believe it's a movie theater anymore. I think if you look at the vlog tour, which I'm gonna tell you about in a second, yeah, it was a movie theater at the time, and then they did something else with it. But Mililani Town Center has a lot of cool little places to eat. Then there you got your typical fast food over there, but you also have a Walmart over there too. Walmart's actually really the only big box store. I wouldn't say that. Ross is over there too, but Walmart and Target, right? Those types of things. You have a Walmart over there in Mililani. So that is going to be some of the big box stores, but shopping, right? And then there's another shopping center right around the area where you're going to have basically a Ross. You're going to have a 24-hour fitness. You got Blazing Steaks over there. That's one of my favorite places. If I remember Mililani, I stop at Blazing Steaks. It's like a healthier option. That you get brown rice, you can get some nice little steak, and then you get your green salad with your oh man, it's good. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Definitely go check out Blazing Steaks. But you got a Starbucks right next to it, and then you have Foodland in that shopping center. So, and then there's the Shack is right there too. If you want to go check out the Shack, the Shack's a cool little spot. I'm not gonna tell you it's some 5-star restaurant. It's like a cool little spot that you go grab a beer, drink, eat wings, play pool, watch the game type deal. So the Shack is actually a pretty cool spot too. But Mililani, those are some of the amenities that we're talking about as far as what there is to do and what you would have available or access to you. Oh, and we also have another shopping center on Mauka's side where there's a great breakfast place, and it's not hitting my head now, but there's a great breakfast place. If you know it already, leave it in the comments, but there's a great breakfast place over there. I want to say Sunshine, Rise and Shine. I think it's Rise and Shine, but that's on Mauka's side. So pretty cool stuff. Taps and Apps is over there. Taps and Apps, great place too. But we're not here to talk about food. You guys get me hungry, right? But we're gonna go ahead and we're talking about some of these other things that Mililani has to offer. Mililani has a very unique position to offer because it is not close to the beach. A lot of times, a lot of people want to live close to the beach, but then they see Mililani and they go, you know what? Like, Haleiwa is right there, right? And then what if we wanted to go south? Well, the beaches down there are literally right there, right? And I'm really feeling this community. And let's talk about that vibe, and we're also going to talk about the weather. So when we're talking about the vibe, it's going to be the place on the island that gives you sort of the most mainland style suburb feel. Okay, because it isn't close to the ocean. It does sit higher in elevation, which is also related to weather conditions, but it's going to give you the mainland suburb type feel when we're talking about the stores, the restaurants, the communities, right, and the things that it has to offer. So the vibe, like I said, is just mainland style suburb, really. And then we're talking about the weather. I just kind of mentioned the elevation. So when you are, let's say you're coming from, Ewa or Kapolei, whichever, but you're coming from the south and you're taking H2 up, right? When I mean up, you're going up. Okay, you're going to be taking the H2. First exit from the south is going to be Kauka Boulevard. We're going to have Costco. All right, and then if you go another 10 minutes, you're gonna hit Mililani, and you're driving up the H2, you come down a little bit, and then you go up again. It's almost like a little roller coaster drive, but Mililani sits higher in elevation, which really plays a role into the weather. So Mililani would be one of the places that really, I guess, gives you 4 seasons, as close as we can get to 4 seasons. It's speaking relatively, right? We're not gonna get snow in Mililani, that's not what I'm saying, but it does get really, really cool up there, especially in the winter time, which is where we're at right now, and actually heading into the spring. That is when you're gonna have the coolest weather. You open up all your windows and you just let that breeze come in, and I'm telling you, it feels nice. So the weather up there is great, and summers it's gonna be hot. That's just everywhere, right? But when we get to that fall, winter weather, it's amazing up there. Beautiful weather up there, and that to me, that's the hoodie, sweatpants weather that I love. So that's going to be the vibe and the weather for Mililani. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the other things that Mililani has to offer. I wanted to go ahead and let you know that on this channel, we do have a vlog tour of Mililani available for you to go and check out after this video. It's going to actually pop up right there on the screen for you. So after this video, you just go and tap it right there, and you're going to head right to the vlog tour, and you can check out Mililani. I take you around the communities, the Mililani Town Center that I was talking about earlier. Take you around a couple of these actually. Like I said, the entire area. Mililani is not necessarily a big city, right? But there is a vlog tour available for you. That's going to pop up at the end of this video. Like I said, you're just going to have to click there, and you can be able to go watch it. A lot of times when we're researching these communities, right, we have our list of things that we need, right? Requirements. This community needs to have this, or I'm looking for this specifically in some of these communities. And then we start kind of trying to figure out where it is that best fits our needs, our goals, priorities, and our lifestyle. And Mililani is going to be one of those communities that really does check the boxes for you. All right, my wife was born and raised in Mililani. A lot of her family still resides in Mililani. Like, it's just the place that they're forever, right? That's their forever home. And oftentimes, a lot of families, when they buy in Mililani and they buy a house in Mililani, they stay. And on our call, basically, I always show this data too, but Mililani is not necessarily a high turn and burn area. People go to Mililani, they plant roots in Mililani, and they stay, just because of all these things that we've mentioned in this video so far, and some of the other things I'm about to mention right now, such as it just checking the boxes, especially for families. So when we're talking about schools, you always have to do your own due diligence when it comes to schools, but I'm going to go ahead and provide you some images here based off of niche.com and greatschools.org. Mililani is known or considered to have some of the best public education on the island when we're talking about public schools. As you can see right here in the image, you're looking at niche.com. Niche.com is rating the schools in an A-, right? And it depends on the elementary, middle, and high school. But as you can see right there on the Niche.com website image that we have provided for you, that Mililani schools rank really high. If we go over to greatschools.org, right, and we get a second opinion, right, which is always good to do. We get a second opinion on great schools, right? This is all public data for you to go check out. Greatschools.org, you can see that the Mililani High School has actually won a college readiness award from Great School, and you can see that they have it as an 8 out of 10 at this time. Some of the elementary schools don't rank as high according to these websites, but when we're talking about the middle and high schools and some of the elementary schools, they rank really well with all this public data that these websites pull in. That is not my opinion. I'm just reading you the information, okay? You always have to conduct your own due diligence. And I always say that you, like when you see these reviews, you take them with a grain of salt because everybody does have their bad experiences. But it's sometimes when we see that there's like a ton of bad experiences versus only a few good experiences, that's when things go, wait a minute, something's not right here. But take these reviews with a grain of salt, right? The education system out here and all those types of things, and conduct your own due diligence. One of the last things I wanted to mention to you was the communities, the safe areas. Again, when we're talking about families, checking all the boxes, right? This is one of the questions that always comes up. What type of community is it safe? Okay. Mililani is regarded as one of the more safe communities on the island. When we're looking at news, right, if you see something in the news or social media, you don't often see any negative or a lot of negative things that are going on in Mililani versus some of the other areas or communities that are known to have a little bit more things going on that don't make us feel safe in where we're living, okay? And when you're driving around the area too, and this is something that I say about like Eva, Kapolei, like these areas, you see people out walking their dogs, pushing their kids in the stroller, right? Or out there just getting their exercise. And these are the things that really make you feel more at home when you see these types of things. Or you hear that like, hey, all the neighbors are friends in these areas. This is a tight-knit community, okay? Everybody's kind of looking out for each other over here too, just in case, right? So Mililani, again, we're not going to stay, hit hard on this, but Mililani is considered to be one of the more safe communities out here on the island, if that's something that's playing through your mind. If you are loving Mililani, as I mentioned, we got the blog tour that's going to pop up for you here shortly. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video as well, we get people reaching out all the time, and we absolutely love it. And you can reach out too. However you'd like to reach out, shoot me the text, give me the call, slide in my DM, schedule your, you can skip it all and go schedule your Zoom down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Hawaii. We absolutely love getting on these calls. As I mentioned, this channel is everything about living in Hawaii, and if you've made it this far and you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. It helps anybody else be able to find this information. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. I've talked a ton about that Mililani blog tour. That's actually going to pop up for you right now.